Welcome, everybody. This is another general guidance tarot and oracle card spread. Today, I was inspired to tap into the divine feminine energy. Last night in my meditation, I felt the strong presence of this goddess energy and this divine feminine, soft, soothing energy coming in. And then this morning, I just felt like like the goddess just wanted to come out and speak and communicate and wanted to whoever is feels called to watch this video to tap into that divine feminine. It's not gender specific, so you do not have to identify as female to watch this video or anything. It's just for those who want to or maybe who are those who are focusing on healing their divine feminine or working with their divine feminine, wanting to bring more of that yin and soft energy into their life. So I pretty much grabbed every oracle and tarot deck that I had that had any kind of connection with women and that divine goddess energy. I have the Goddess Tarot. I have some moon cards. I have Mother Mary cards, Mary Magdalene cards, and Kuan Yin. So just pretty much anything that I had, I'm just going to pull cards from all these decks that I have. And there's not going to be, again, I don't really like to be too rigid with these general guidance cards, as I would like them to just be inspirational. And as I was setting up my space, one of the things, and I started shuffling with some of the cards, one of the messages that I was picking up on was healing our mother wounds. So maybe for some of us, there's some residual mother wounds, or some of us are starting to just look at the effect that our mother might have had on us growing up, whether it was good or bad, or maybe one of the messages that I was picking up on, that some of us kind of felt like we didn't get what we needed, feeling like our needs were not met, or we were not. Another message that I received was that we were not protected. For some of us, felt like we were not protected by our mothers. So I feel like this is very healing for some of you, looking into this mother wound, and tapping into our divine feminine and finding healing through a higher source to get that need. Because today also in the daily card that I posted on Instagram, I was also getting this sense that our hearts really needed to be healed. And part of that is an acceptance of letting go of maybe something that we may never receive, that there's that energy, that kind of putting something to rest, of acceptance that, you're looking for something that you've always wanted, and we're finally kind of coming to terms of, well, maybe now it's time to kind of put this to rest so I can clear the way for something that I can have for myself. So kind of like not waiting around for people to come around anymore, or for that apology, or for that acknowledgement or validation that we needed all our life, and acceptance of that, so we can move on and we can heal and look for where we can find where we belong in that love and that source. Yeah, Nine of Cups, and then we have the Prince of Swords, and Princess of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like this is, kind of facing things head on, and trying to sort things out through in our minds so we can get to a place where we're able to receive. With this Prince of Swords and the Nine of Cups, I feel like sometimes when we're kind of stuck in those wounds, we're not able to receive. With the Nine of Cups, I'm almost kind of feeling like there's this you have like the emotional fulfillment or the happiness that it's there being offered, but it's almost as if um, sometimes we kind of keep ourselves from being able to embrace it. So I'm kind of seeing people, we kind of self sabotage our relationships, or because we're afraid of that, of love, or not being able to understand, maybe for some of us, if we grew up not really having those needs of ours met, like maybe we weren't emotionally validated, or we kind of were on an emotional level, we were neglected. It kind of has made it difficult that when something comes to present itself, we reject it because we don't know what that, or it's too painful, or it's, we're trying to sort through that. So I think that with the Prince of Swords comes in to try to help us get to a place where now we can look at the possibility of maybe I can accept love now. Maybe I can accept abundance with the Princess of Pentacles. Maybe I can accept that I am special, or that I'm worth it, or that, I am worthy of love and of good things. With the Prince of Swords, I kind of feel like we're kind of mentally trying to um, lay things to rest by sorting through them, working through them in our minds, and coming like kind of logically and reasoning our way through things, kind of like doing these mental gymnastics, almost like looking at things from a logical point of view, and that helping us to connect with our emotional side. Okay, then we have movement. Yeah, so I kind of feel like this will clear the way for a lot of emotional fulfillment later on. So kind of getting rid of those toxic cords, toxic wounds. Being courageous. So for some of us, it may mean that we have to kind of be a one woman show at the moment, or one man show at the moment. Kind of having to be brave to stand in our truth and say, this is how this has affected me, and it's okay. I don't always need another person to validate it, because I know what's real. And I know that having to look at something is going to set me free. And I feel like that will also clear the way for increasing. I'm seeing that for some of you, it's kind of like your focus, like I'm seeing like spirit is like showing me like putting your hand, like someone putting your hands on your face and like shifting your focus in another direction. So looking from left to right, like we're focusing in one place because we think that place is what will give us what we need, when really it's on this side, like it's on the right side, but we're focusing on the left side because we're emotionally connected in that way, or attached in that way. So it's kind of like shifting our perspective and accepting that it's not over here, it's over here. Because I feel like there is, for some of us, it's available. It's like right in front of us, whatever we're looking for, it's available. Yeah, there's so much like emotional fulfillment. For some of you, it might be you're finding like your tribe, you're finding the place where you finally belong, and that will lead to emotional fulfillment. And I feel like for some of you, that emotional baggage is actually could be blocking your abundance as well. And it could be also blocking maybe creativity, but I kind of feel like all of that is being released. So there's this big releasing of toxic associations. Okay, I'm also seeing for some of you, there might be a change of heart or change of mind of how we view the role of women or the role of that soft, gentle energy. Sometimes I think that when we're on the defensive, like if we've kind of lived a life where we needed to survive all the time, we tend to have our, rightfully so, we have our guards up, and it require and in certain cases in our life we needed to be that. We needed to protect ourselves, we needed to push through, we needed to survive. But I feel like we're starting to get to a place where we can accept as we heal. We're getting to a place where we can accept where, oh, maybe I don't need so much armor around me anymore. Maybe it served me well in the past, but now it might just be blocking me from accepting the good stuff, because there is good stuff. It's there. I'm feeling that there might be some resistance or hesitance from the fear. Yeah. Judgment. Guinevere. So yeah, so it's kind of like, okay, I'm also seeing that coming to this attracting people who are more in alignment with who you are and see you for you, that I feel like you will finally feel like you're being validated or you're feeling seen. Like with this judgment card, like you're finally, I see, like, some of us kind of finding some friends that you can really sit down and have a glass of wine and really talk to, and they get you. You really feel like you're understood and you're gotten. And that can also help us to greatly heal as well when we feel like, oh, this is beautiful, the world. Yeah, it kind of feels like there's this big shift. There's this turning of tables. And spirit's helping with that. It's kind of like shifting people's minds of like things that have been a certain way for a really long time, that if it's like you've always kind of been like on your own and you've always been the one that has to kind of push through. I kind of feel like spirit is now shifting the tables to a place where you don't have to fight so hard. Things will just kind of come a lot easier and a lot more in a more loving way and a lot more compassionate way. And you'll find that when you open yourself up, you may be surprised that the people that you're opening up to actually do have your back and actually can support you. And I'm getting emotional and just saying this. So I really feel like this really resonates for some of you, that you needed to hear that it's going to be okay now, that, kind of like that war is over for some of us. It's and being like setting, putting it down is what I'm hearing. Finally putting it down. It's really beautiful. I love that we have the two major arcana cards come up at the end, with the judgment and the world kind of like finally being seen for who you are. And also maybe acknowledgement for like, yeah, you went through this and I wasn't there for you when you went through that. And I'm really sorry. So maybe some people coming to say that to you. Okay, so let me pull up some. Okay, Kuan Yin. What does Kuan Yin want us to know? What does Kuan Yin want us to know? What does Kuan Yin want us to know? The Yin Empress. Oh, that's beautiful. So beautiful. And it just feels like she is sitting in her sensuality. She is owning her femininity. She's proud of who she is and how far she has come. She's confident. Like she has this, I know where I've been. I know who I am. I know what I can endure. And that's what gives me power and strength. And I love that in the corner here, she's holding a lotus flower. And I think that a lot of us know that lotus flowers are born in the mud and they rise up to the surface and they bloom these beautiful pink flowers. And there's something about that and I love how they just kind of sit on top of the water. And water is that symbolism of emotions, and it almost kind of feels like the lotus flower sitting on top of the water is this mastery of over our emotions, mastery of self, because we've been through the hard stuff. And now we get to kind of sit on our throne and be like, yeah, I know I deserve this. I deserve to take my seat at the throne. That's what it feels like. Like she has won. Spin the silken thread divine. This again has that, for me, and it feels like this calling in our sisters and brothers, those who we really connect with. And it has like this deeper, I'm sensing like this deeper connection with people because we were able to, through our hard inner work, the work that we did on ourselves, that we kind of are able to tap into a deeper part of us. And so being able to do that when we can open ourselves up and take off our armor, we can then attract people who are also very similar to us in that way, kind of have mastered that self-mastery in themselves because they have been through their battles as well. And they're also sitting on their throne. So that's a really beautiful energy. I love that. And it's all done with this kind of this softness, like not needing to really prove ourselves. You know, we just embody it. And that's who we are. And that's now who we're allowing, that's who we're calling in. We want people like that in our life. We want situations like that in our life. We want to attract circumstances like that in our life. So that's just so beautiful. I love that. Okay, so next I'm feeling, let's do Mary Magdalene. What does Mary Magdalene want us to know? Ooh, okay, root chakra. I'm sensing the root chakra energy. Energy, groundedness. I'm kind of feeling like there's like this secretiveness, like there's this energy of keeping something hidden, but in a very intoxicating kind of way. Like not like you're trying to keep secrets from people, but just you are keeping the most sacred private parts of you reserved for you and your higher power, that relationship with yourself. And there's like this power in your eyes, you know, like there's this deep inner knowing, deep inner wisdom that you reserve for just you and for those who see you for you. Past lives and mythic reality. Yeah, it feels like there's this opening up. There's this opening up of something deeper, like something that transformation. Yeah, it's almost as if you're a completely different person. It almost kind of feels like this is becoming more and more specific to a few select people, but it's like you have really transformed yourself by overcoming what you had to endure throughout your life and maybe even past lives. Maybe this is something that you had to reconcile from another life. Or I'm also hearing that it feels like now what you're stepping into is going to feel like a completely different life. So what we're releasing is um, is it's going to feel like it's a past life. I'm actually feeling that for some. For some, it might be an actual past life where you kind of have that residual energies that we needed to kind of overcome. But for others, I do feel that it's just going to feel like you have a completely different life, like you're just a completely different person because of the healing that you did and the transformation that you allowed to happen because you were courageous enough to do that. Another world. I mean, it just kind of feels like you're just heading off to another world, one that's just more aligned with who you are and you're going to feel at home. And there's that universal Christ energy. And again, there's something like in his eyes, like there's this like light coming from his eyes and then his third eye. And it's wonderful because I can kind of sense that she has her third eye and then he does as well. They're both open. So maybe this is also divine counterparts, finding your divine counterpart. That's beautiful. Okay. I don't have a whole lot of space on this. So that's why I'm overlapping. So I'm sorry if you can't see every single card. I'm just going to try to, at some point, I mean, they're just going to get cut off, I guess, but I will do my best for you guys here. See every single card, I hope. I don't know. So I can move these up a little. Okay. Now going off of the Mary Magdalene, we're going to do the Mother Mary cards. Lady of Innocence. It kind of feels like you're kind of this card feels just like total forgiveness. Just forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness for what you had to be, what you had to do, releasing all that shame and guilt. And that kind of feels like that's going to be very important. So practicing that forgiveness, the Ho'oponopono prayer for some of you, I'm feeling like really works really well. And that's going to be coming back to that place of innocence, reconnecting with our inner child, will help open up that heart and bring in that softness for us. And we also have Our Lady of Becoming. So really coming into yourself, really wearing your transformation on your face where people can see it. People can see that transformation on you. and you'll just be glowing, and you'll just attract. You'll just attract. You'll put out that vibe. You'll put out that energy of like just owning who you are and loving it. And people will love you for that because you are just authentically you, and you have in complete forgiveness of yourself, even if others judge you, even if others don't see you that way. It's like you're just letting all that go because it doesn't matter as much as what I think of myself and what I believe about myself and how I feel about myself. Like you're just tired of, see, this Mother Mary energy. It's like this with these cards. It's like there's this energy, like there's reintroducing of this energy. So I kind of feel like, before, this transformation for a lot of you was very quiet, gentle, soft. And it had this really introspection, like you were just, you were in a cocoon and you were trying to become the butterfly. And now this energy just kind of feels like, here I am, I'm a butterfly, and, I'm here, and look at me, world. So it has that energy to it, which is really awesome because I can even tell my energy started kind of picking up a little bit more as soon as I put these cards down. Okay, so this one is the Soulful Woman, which is a newer deck. Let's see what these cards have to say. True Worth. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, so true worth. Yeah, so you know what you're worth. You know who you are. You know that you are a gem. My true worth is intrinsic and shines from my inner being like a sacred jewel of love and compassion. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's because like you know who you are, but it's this gentle power. It's this gorgeous, gentle power. And you're using that power to harness your creative power. As I invest in my own creative potential, I experience my female creative genius. It's beautiful. I love that. And it's so colorful, like a, just this beautiful painting. And I'm seeing really strongly with a lot of these cards that were coming out that the third eye is just opening up. And even in this picture, she has her third eye open and her crown chakra open as well. And even her, I'm actually sensing throat chakra energy there too. So it's an expression of what you see, what you know. It's this, you're coming out as if like this is what I've learned, and you're ready to kind of share it with the world. So you're coming out of your shell because you're confident now. You know who you are, you know what you're worth, and you're ready to share it with people and kind of collaborate with people who are very similar to you in resonance. This is awesome. I love this. This is beautiful energy. What else do we need to know, Spirit? What does the Divine Feminine want us to know? Okay, there is medicine in my shadow. I love that. This really kind of goes really well with these two cards. Seem like they go hand in hand together because there is medicine in my shadow and my creative power. I feel like a lot of you are using what you know, what you've been through from your own experiences to transform it and transmute it into your unique medicine, your unique healing powers. There is medicine in my shadow. I'm seeing for some of you, I'm actually seeing for some of you, maybe you have gone through some health issues. You've gone through some like physical health issues, and it was kind of debilitating for a long time. And I'm seeing some of you coming out of that, like you worked really hard to heal and to like do what worked for you. So whether it's like changing your diet or getting physical therapy or some of the medicines you had to take, just your journey, like there was a journey in that. And through that journey, you had a lot of wisdom that you've learned, a lot of knowledge, wisdom. There are things that you know, and now it's like you're inspired to teach other people and use that as your innate magic, like your medicine, your gift that you want to bring out into the world. So that's what's coming up for you. I mean, we're going to leave all the stuff that kind of shrouded and clouded our growth and our life in the past. We're going to leave all that in the past because now we know our true worth. We're going to harness our creative power. We're going to use it as our medicine, share it as our unique gift, because we're returning to our true state, our true authentic state. That's who we're becoming. And we're at peace with who we are. And now we're ready to share that. And call in the right kind of people, the people who are in alignment with us. Not just anyone, the people who are in the right alignment with us. Because we deserve that. We deserve that. We know what we deserve now. We're not settling for any less. Okay, one last deck. And these are a flower deck. I always think that flowers have such a beautiful feminine energy to them. So I decided to incorporate that in here. Okay. What is our flower to bring out our divine feminine? Help us tap into that. Mountain laurel. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love that. This is a beautiful deck. It's by Lotus Way. It's a flower deck if anyone's interested in that. It's gorgeous. Mountain laurel, total comfort. Let it all hang out. Is there some area of your life where you're holding something too tightly? Mountain laurel helps us feel free, relax, no matter what situation we are in. It inspires us to feel totally comfortable with ourselves and get a sense of our true greatness in the world. It magnifies confidence, playing big, and mental freedom, and it dissolves tension, worry, insecurities, mental suppression, and attachment. That's beautiful. Yeah, that really gives like a beautiful finish to this reading, because it's just, we're ready to come out, and we're ready to come out as who we really are. And we're leaving the shame and the guilt and the apologies and all of that behind. And that's what we're stepping into. That's what's coming up for us. That's what I'm sensing, that for a lot of us, we are gearing up. We're setting the stage. Some of us haven't done it yet. We're kind of setting the stage for it. We're preparing for it. We're getting all our ducks in order. So it's kind of like you're collaborating with people. You're trying to find the right kinds of people to work with if you're coming out with like a new creative project. And I'm seeing that you are all intuitively being guided, and you're listening to that guidance because you have learned to listen to that guidance. You know to do that now. You know that. Beautiful. That's gorgeous. Okay, so that is your divine feminine reading. Those are your guided messages. It is timeless. So whenever you come across this message, that's when it's appropriate for you. So it's not particular to any moment or time. It's just when you're ready to hear it, that's when it appears. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to share my gifts and my messages here on YouTube. So see you next time. Thank you.